Welcome to the Dark Dimension, everyone. I'll be your guide. My name is Ivan Bora. Today, just a quick one. I want to talk about ISO. And a few changes I'm deciding to make. Some of the new teams are a little tricky. A lot of crit built into their kits. Everyone's saying Raider. After playing around with Asgard a little bit, I disagree. Unlimited, I think there's an argument to disagree with that as well. And also, with the Bionic Avengers, I think there's an argument to be made there as well for... Yeah. Alright, so we'll take a look at these three teams specifically, and the ISO, and we'll take a look at specifically where these teams are going to be used and that ISO for those exactly. So... yeah, so let's get into that, guys. Just quickly, I want to introduce you to Dormammu here. This is my little Dormammu, my little Dark Dimension helper. Just wanted to introduce him to you all. Okay, let's start with the hero Asgardians. Okay, as you can see, I have changed him up. Now, yes, I did go and make every single one of them ISO 3 Raider. So, I mean, I have that option there, but I personally, I'm liking what I've got going on here at the moment. Okay, so let's talk about it. Thor, I'm keeping him as a Raider. That bulk damage is just, you can't beat the bulk damage from the Raider on Thor. I honestly think that is the best for him. And he will dump out those vulnerables and stuff. Okay. Heimdall. Now, I'm liking Skirmisher more with Heimdall, just because his special here, clear 2 negative effects from self, flip stealth on each enemy. Just, I know they're getting focus boosts and stuff like that, but the turn order and stuff like that, I like Heimdall as a Skirmisher. Alright, Sif. I like Sif as a fortifier. She is a mega tank, man. Uber tank. So, I'm going with fortifier for her. And especially, like I said, we've got to look at where these are going to be used, okay? War, yeah, you can easily make an argument Raider's great. It is. But we're going to need these in the next Scourge, guys. So I'm looking at more Scourge as well, because I've fought up against Asgard that have got mixed up ISO and stuff, and to be honest, they seem to hurt me more than all Raiders. The ISO interactions, the striker interaction, taking that percentage health, that tends to screw me up more than just a bulk blanket damage. So that's why I'm suggesting not Raiders on everything. Okay, so Mighty Thor, I'm liking Striker on her. Right, you got this clear 2 positive effects, and that comes in with the ISO assist attack. Stop it, mama. So I'm going Striker on Mighty Thor and Jane Foster. And Valkyrie, I'm going to stick with Raider there. I'm liking her as a Raider. So that's the interactions I'm going with there, guys. Alright, so we'll move on next to Unlimited. Alright, so let's talk about Unlimited now. Now, as you can see, I've gone all in on Rogue or Skirmisher. I like that Skirmisher on her. She goes early. I want her putting that vulnerable out nice and early. And I want her landing those debuffs. Especially when it comes to arena, guys. I jumped the gun on Morgan Striker, I think, maybe a little bit. Yes, in so many game modes, Striker is amazing, but really, arena, you need Morgan as a Skirmisher, really. So, I didn't want to make that mistake again. Everyone's going Rogue as a Striker, and she makes a great Striker. She's got great damage and all the rest of it. But too often than not in RTA, arena, other things, I'm finding that she's not landing all of those debuffs on that special. And once we get these awakened abilities for everyone and stuff like that with these horsemen, running a horseman arena team, I think you're really going to want Rogue as a skirmisher. So that's why I'm going her as a skirmisher now, just to get it right to begin with, because I think skirmisher is the way to go with Rogue. Okay, so Gambit. I've seen a few people in big alliances running skirmisher, and I'm not too sure if every time he retaliates he's going to be adding vulnerables and taking buffs off or not. I have to test that out. But if that's the case, I might even think about changing him to skirmisher as well. If he's going to be clearing buffs like that on his retaliation, I think that's more powerful than a bit of extra damage on the crit, on the ult and stuff like that. Okay, Dazzler. As you can see down here, I've just changed her over for this video for you guys. I had her as a raider. In Crucible, I feel raider is the right go. Okay, but we're going to need these guys in Rogue Saga coming up, guys. And I personally think Dazzler as a skirmisher is what you're gonna want for that saga. Okay, Phantom X I've kept as a raider. However, I'm thinking for the saga, it might even be worth putting him to a fortifier because he's kind of bulky, and with that fort it might give him a little bit more survivability. Depends on how the saga works out, guys, but that's what I'm thinking possibly with Phantom X. And Sunfire I'm keeping as a striker. That's no questions in my books. Alright, so next we want to move on to our Bionic Avengers. Now, after a lot of thought and a lot of fucking headaches, I've come up with what I'm going to run. And again, I'm not going to fully know until we get the full team and we get to play with it. But a lot of people saying Raider, and that could be really good. I don't know. But I'm looking at the other sort of things as well, remember? Like Scourge and things like that. So we have interactions that occur between Iron Man and Hulkbuster and Vision and Viv. Right? They're going to assist each other back and forth. So you can go for some triple tap actions, or what I'm choosing to go with is I'm going to go Vision Skirmisher and Viv Skirmisher. So when they assist each other, all they're doing is stripping buffs and adding vulnerables. And they both got ability blocks in their kit and everything like that. Yes, they got extra focus and all the rest, but this is just going to guarantee this stuff lands. And especially like outside of raid, we want to make sure in that Scourge that we're going to land those debuffs. That's my personal feel anyways, guys. And so that's Vision. So then we look at Iron Man and Hulkbuster. So they're going to have these interactions again with each other. So I was originally thinking of one striker, one skirmisher, one striker, one skirmisher with Vision and Viv as well. But after thinking more about it, I'm going Iron Man striker and Hulkbuster striker as well. And Deathlock's an obvious raider. But I know Raider seems obvious for the others, but like I said, I'm looking for those interactions and how we can benefit from that outside of Raid as well. Because in Raid, they're just going to be bonkers and they're just going to kick butt anyway. So, but yeah, that's my thoughts on those three teams. And, I mean, look, ISO is one of those things, guys. It's a nightmare. It's so hard to pick, and especially until we get the full teams. And even when we do, we can't have a full look at what we're going to use those teams for, so we don't really know, is that going to be the best for that team or not? But after having a look around at everything again, this is what I'm going with, guys. So, yeah. You run out.